We are going to create black and white acrylic night scene. For this we need certain materials. We need acrylic sheet or canvas and masking tape. We also need bowl of water. We need black color, which I am using Acrylic, and white paint and few flat and round brush. You can choose as per your choice. I am taking white and black acrylic paint to my palette. First step is to create gradient from black to white, darker at the top, gradually fading to a lighter tone at the bottom. I am beginning with black at the top of the paper. Using flat brush will make blending much easier than using a round brush. Next I am switching to white and blending it with black. As I move downward, I am adding more white to create a lighter grey at the bottom. You might need to add more white as you go. If your paint is thick or hard to blend, just dip the tip of your brush lightly in water. You can use tissue to remove the excess water. As we move downward, add a little more white. Let each stroke lighten the tone. Use horizontal strokes for smoother transitions. I'm adding more white and I'll make it lighter when we go downward. Always blend with long horizontal strokes. It helps to reduce patchiness and gives a more even tone. Notice how I am holding the brush, not too tight. A relaxed grip helps you paint with fluid motion. If it is not perfectly smooth, that's okay. This is a practice. You are building a muscle memory. Every time you try this, it gets better. Keep adding a little more white as you move downward. Each step should be slightly lighter than the last. We are learning how to control values, how to move from dark to light smoothly. This is the foundation of understanding light and shadow, which is a key in all forms of realistic painting. Now as I come down, I'll be taking more white because I need the bottom area to be a little more lighter. It should be a lighter grey. If you are using flat brush, it's much easier to create a gradient. So if you have a flat brush, just like I mentioned earlier, go with the flat brush. You can choose a size depending on the paper size. If the paper is big, then you can choose a bigger flat brush. If the paper is smaller, then you can use a smaller flat brush. Once a gradient looks smooth, darker at the top, lighter at the bottom, leave it to dry slightly before moving to the next step. Now I'll start with sketching the house using a sketch pen. Just a very rough sketch so that it's easy to paint. Maybe you can wait till I finish the sketch and add a similar sketch. It's a very simple sketch. We need to add the roof lines first. Make sure the lines are symmetrical. So that's the roof line. Now I'm adding another line here on the right side. I'm going to add another roof line because I'm going to create two houses. I'll be adding window over the middle of the wall first. I'm marking the string lines. Now that our sketch is ready and the background has dried completely, so let's move on to the painting rooftops. I'm switching to pure black acrylic paint. This creates a strong dark profile that will stand out beautifully against the lighter background. Now I'm switching from pure black to rich dark grey. This will be used to fill the walls of both the houses just below the rooftops. I have chosen a slightly lighter tone here to create a gentle depth and contrast. This difference will make the rooftop feel stronger and the wall more grounded, almost as if moonlight is softly brushing its surface. I am using round brush and I am leaving out the window space as I paint. I'm increasing the darkness for the edge of the wall. If your paint feels thick or dry, dip just a tip of your brush in water. Avoid overloading it. We want a smooth, even layer that blends with a black rooftop naturally. Now let's add a bit more character to the house walls. I am using darker grey tone, just a step deeper than the one we used to fill the wall. I am going to add soft and horizontal lines over the walls. Think of these as a tiny architectural details, maybe wooden planks, or the hint of brickwork or gentle shadow cast by unseen textures. I am using a fine round brush for this. These lines should be subtle, almost like a quiet rhyme on the wall. They break the flatness and breathe life into the surface. I am also going to add darker grey tone for the window outline. Now let's shift our focus to the window, the little heart of the house. I am switching to the lightest grey tone in our palette. Now I am using fine round brush. I begin to fill the window area with slow and even strokes. You will notice how this lighter shade creates a beautiful contrast with the dark wall around it. It draws your eye in almost like the window is holding a secret. Sometimes in painting, the smallest space can hold the most emotion. The window might be closed, but it still feels like a soft glow in the silence. I'm switching to a slightly darker grey. I begin by adding one vertical line top to bottom. Next, I will add horizontal line dividing the window into 4 even parts. I'm going to do the same in other window. Now I am taking white paint. We are going to add a soft highlight along the rooftop. It looks like gentle glow of the string lights is catching the edge. Now I am switching to slightly lighter grey, almost like the color of the soft shadows under the light. With a small round brush, I begin by adding horizontal lines onto the wall. Now I am using pure black to add shadows beneath the rooftop. This deep tone enhances the contrast and gives the rooftop a stronger, grounded feel. Now I am using pure white for the highlight. Let's begin by painting the string lights. I'm using black acrylic paint with a detailing brush, but you can also use a fine black pen if that's more comfortable. Start by drawing the string lines. Keep your lines loose and flowing. They don't have to be perfect. Imagine the wires gently hanging in the air. Next, add hanging points. From each string, draw small vertical lines downward at even spacing. This will act as the hanging wires for each bulb. Now let's create a bulb holders. At the bottom of each vertical line, add a small inverted arc like a U shape to represent the bulb holders. Now I am using white paint diluted with water. Using your detailing brush, paint soft blurry white circles over each bulb holder. These soft circles will become the glowing light. I am painting some plants at the bottom near the house using black. These little details add life and balance to the lower part of the painting. Just use a round brush or detailing brush and press it gently in random upward strokes to mimic grasses, shrubs, or leafy bushes. Don't worry about perfection. Some strokes can be longer, some shorter, even a few crossing each other. This irregularity makes it feel natural. You can even dab the brush tip in the tapping motion. I'm adding small white touches here and there on the plants to suggest light reflecting off the leaves. Just a few gentle highlights to bring them to life under the moonlight. I am painting some plants at the right side of the house. Go back with white paint and place a small bright white dot right in the center of each glow. This final touch will make the bulbs pop and look like they are glowing beautifully in the night scene. Let's add a crescent moon in the sky using white or white gel pen. Choose a side that feels right for your composition, either left or right, depending on how your scene is balanced. Now for the stars, you can add them using a fine brush or white pen. I prefer adding individual stars instead of splattering for a cleaner sky. If you choose to splatter, remember to cover the house to avoid mess. Wait for everything to dry completely, then gently peel off the masking tape. Be careful, this step can tear your paper. If you haven't tried this painting yet, I highly encourage you to go back and follow along. It's a beautiful magical piece and surprisingly easy to create. Here's our final black and white night scene, a cozy house glowing in the moonlight under a dreamy string lights. I hope you enjoyed the painting this with me.